Hi there, everyone. My name is Christian Eschbach. This is another one of my album reviews, and we are covering the last of the current line of the ReAnimate series from Halestorm. This is ReAnimate 3.0, the covers EP. Basically, Halestorm did 3 covers EPs that are, in a manner comparable to Metallica's original Garage Days Revisited, which is actually why I'm covering these, because I did revisit it a while ago. This is my second favorite of the 3. The first one I think is the best. The third one is second, and the second one is third. And a lot of it just honestly comes down to the track choices. And let me get into the track choices on this one. The album opens up with Still of the Night from Whitesnake, man. And we're talking about Liz doing this, man. Oh, David Coverdale, eat your heart out. Oh, yeah, man. Whew, what a way to kick off this album. I mean, they knew what they were doing. Totally knew what they were doing. And wow. The next track after that is Damn I Wish I Was Your Lover. And I have to look inside, and it was written and performed by Sophie B. Hawkins. I don't know Sophie B. Hawkins. I know I've heard this song before, but it's not a song that I've heard a lot. It's not a song that I know exceptionally well. But it's a good tune. And it's not bad, and I don't mind it on here. It's not my first choice of songs, but good tune all the same. After that, we go into I Hate Myself for Loving You, Joan Jett. Much respect, okay? I am not a Joan Jett fan per se, all right? I don't own any Joan Jett albums. Maybe there's a greatest hits in there, I'm not sure. And if it did, it came through Tracy or through somebody else. I do like the Runaways. I have been a fan of the Runaways for a long time. Not a fan, but I've enjoyed the Runaways for a very long time. I tried to get my daughter into them. She didn't really get into them. She got a little bit into Joan Jett, but not too much. The problem with Joan Jett is the music that she was releasing at the time. She was having a hard time both trying to stay true as a rock musician and still trying to fit into that pop market with like the Go-Go's and shit like that, where she was really trying to fit in there and trying to be really solid and, build a career. I Hate Myself for Loving You comes out around that whole time as I Love Rock and Roll and that. I think I Hate Myself for Loving You is a great song, and I would love to hear Liz cover any Joan Jett. If there is any musician that Liz Hale was meant to cover, aside from Heart, okay, let's be very clear. Halestorm was meant to cover Heart, and I want to hear Halestorm. I've already talked about how they've done some Heart. I want to hear Halestorm, Crazy on You, or Barracuda, or even Magic Man. One of those, man. Get like some really heavy Heart going. I want to hear that. And same with Joan Jett. I Hate Myself for Loving You, great song to go with. And Joan Jett only has so much heavy stuff, so that means they'd really have to go to the Runaways and cover the Runaways. Who would not love to hear Halestorm do Cherry Bomb? Come on. That'd be awesome. So, that's awesome there. The next one is Heathens by 21 Pilots. I've never listened to 21 Pilots. I am familiar with the song Heathens. I'm not a fan of either version. I'm not a fan of the song. It's not a bad tune. I like their cover. The original is even not a bad song. It's just not my thing. I don't like it. The original I find very cold and very blah. And I find that this rendition really almost kind of went out of its way to capture that coldness. And I didn't like it. I would have liked a little more warmth to the song, a little more passion, a little more vibe. All right, so if you watched the previous 2 reviews where I've talked about this, and you should have, you would have heard me mention Hunger Strike, Temple of the Dog being covered on the first album, and I mentioned how I'm not a fan of Chris Cornell's vocals, and I mentioned this a few times along the way. I'm not a huge fan of Soundgarden. I own one album from Soundgarden. No, sorry. Technically, I own two albums from Soundgarden. One of them I've never listened to. It came with Guitar Hero, one of the Guitar Heroes when it came out. I think it was Guitar Hero 3 when it came out. I've never listened to the album. Or I might have listened to it once, and I barely remember it. I own their A-Sides Greatest Hits compilation, though. And this would fall under that. Fell on Black Days. One of my biggest complaints about Soundgarden, any of the grunge bands for the most part, Soundgarden and Pearl Jam in particular, is that droningness when they're singing. Fell Black Days. You know, like it. Get off the heroin, man. Seriously. Now this isn't bad. I dig their cover of it. But I'm just not a fan of the song. That's the problem. Is the song itself I'm not a fan of. Soundgarden has done some good songs. Chris Cornell has done some good songs. This is not one of the ones that I'm overly fond of. That's all it is. And I'm not saying it's a bad song, but given a choice between, say, Fell on Black Days or Black Hole Sun, I think I'd rather have heard them do Black Hole Sun. I mean, even Jesus Christ Pose would have been cooler than Fell on Black Days. My opinion, though. That's just my opinion. And the album finishes off with the band. That is the whole reason why I decided to do Liz's EPs of covers, or sorry, the Halestorm EPs of covers in the first place. We finally get to Halestorm doing a Metallica cover. Halestorm picked the wrong era to cover. The song choice was premium. The song choice was awesome. The song choice was excellent. The song choice is not in Liz Hale's vocal range. It's too high for her. Metallica's Ride the Lightning. James Hetfield, young James Hetfield, with his insanely stupid high voice that he can't hit anywhere near anymore. So, instead of Halestorm going at it using Metallica's live rendition with a slightly down-tuned sound to try and make it easier for James to hit the notes, instead of going with that rendition where they had it down-tuned and it's more in Liz's range, they got Liz trying to sing it like James does on the original album. What a waste of a voice. And that is what kills it, folks. That is what kills that rendition of that song for me. I was looking forward like hell to hearing that song. When I heard it, I went, no. They needed a producer that was going to put their foot down on that one and say, no, do it this way. Speaking of producers, I don't know who produced this. Nick Raskalinsk. I'm not I believe that's either, I want to say either Russian or maybe Polish or something like that. It's a complicated one to do at the end there. Nick, you produced a great album. Everything sounded great, but you really should have put your foot down on that last song and made them do some slight adjustments. You wasted Liz's vocals on that particular song, and it really sucks because that is the one that closes off the album, so it kind of leaves me with a bitter taste in my mouth. But it is still a great album. I really still enjoy it. It's still fun. I personally, myself, would make a greatest hits compilation out of the 3 ReAnimates, because I would use most of the first album. You know, you got All I Want to Do, Bad Romance, Slave to the Grind, Out to Get Me. I would use those 4 songs 100% for sure. On the second album, Get Lucky and Hell is for Children. That's all I would put on there. On the third album, Still of the Night, Hate Myself for Loving You, and might even put Damn I Wish I Was Your Lover on there. Maybe. that would be my album I put together using everything that's available off of those. I do look forward to hopefully another one of these ReAnimate albums coming out, and I really hope that the song choices are a little cooler. You know, yeah, really, I do. I would like a little bit of, once again, please, Liz, Heart, do some more Heart for sure. Absolutely do some more Heart. But let's do one of the good heavy Heart tunes, man. The ones where you and the whole band can go to town. Um, I'd love to hear you do Metallica again. But if you're going to do Metallica, could you pretty please maybe look at doing something more in your range, you know, where you have better range, where you can do the vocals. And it's weird I got to talk about you not being able to do the range properly when I'm talking about the amazing superiority of Liz Hale versus the standard limited vocal range of James Hetfield. But, you know, we're talking about teenage, you know, young 20s James Hetfield. So, yeah, you know, he sounded like he was trying to step on his own nuts to try and hit high notes. And that's the problem. Liz, when she's chasing after some of those notes, she chases them the same way. I don't want to hear that. Pick something that, you know, is awesome and is definitely in your range. Maybe go Master of Puppets. You know, either go Kill 'Em All, but do Kill 'Em All like what they were doing it in the 90s and live, you know, if you're going to do like Seek and Destroy, that would be awesome. I'd love to hear Liz do Seek and Destroy. That would be brilliant. ACDC, Bon Scott, man. Do some Bon Scott. That would be cool. That'd be really cool. You know, TNT. Oh, tell me you wouldn't want to hear Liz do TNT. That would be killer. You know, and I'm gonna leave it at that, folks. Those are my thoughts. Those are my views. I've rattled on enough, you know. So here's hoping for another ReAnimate 4.0 EP's covers EP. Comment section. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know what I'd love to hear what you guys would love. Tell me what you want to hear Liz Hale cover. Come on, put it in the comments. Tell me what songs you'd love to hear Liz Hale cover. I absolutely would love to see a list of what people would. 7 tracks. Everybody make up your own 7 tracks EP of what you would love for Liz Hale to cover and leave it in the comments section. I want to see your lists. Absolutely want to see your list. And you know what? I'm going to come up with my list too, and I'm going to put my list below as well. The very first comment is going to be my list. You guys leave your comments of your lists, okay? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit the notifications button. That helps out both of us. That way you get stuff, I get stuff. There is a link down below for you to click on to go to Patreon. There's an option there where you can leave me just $1 a month. Why not? Go for it. Leave me $1 a month. I take the time and effort to do these, you know. Throw a coin to your Witcher. Sorry, it's $1 Canadian, so really, you know, I mean, for us that is a coin. That's you know, a literal dollar coin. You know, for anybody else, it's probably less than $1 or less than £1 or whatever. You know. Anyways, other than that, folks, peace, love, take care.